Yo, 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 this is the Doctor of Sports coming to you with the new episode of the Sports is My Medicine podcast. Last week we went in a different direction, so I couldn't bring you the updated or the new predictions or analyzing the conferences like I've been doing. We did the AFC, NFC East first. We did the AFC South and the NFC South. And this week we're doing the NFC West and the AFC West leading up to next Sunday. Leading up to tomorrow episode where we'll be doing the AFC North and, of course, my Detroit Lions, the NFC North. As you can see, I'm in a different studio today, so we ain't got no theme music. It's just going to be me giving y'all the business, letting y'all know what's going on with the AFC West and the NFC West. That being said, we're going to get it cracking. We're going to get started. Again, welcome to the Doctor of Sports. The Sports is My Medicine podcast. I hope you subscribe. I hope you share. I really appreciate it. We didn't do it live today. I did tell you I will come to you this week with this new preview of the conference because, again, last week we went in a different direction. So let's get it started. Let's start it off. We're going to go with the Arizona Cardinals. Last year they was 4-13. Started off as a disaster. Kyler Murray signs a deal. They had a clause in that deal where he had to view or he had to study film a certain amount of time or he wouldn't get certain incentives. DeAndre Hopkins was suspended for the first 6 games. They started 4-6, which was pretty decent considering, but then lost 7 straight, including losing their quarterback in Week 14 to the Patriots. Kyler Murray got injured for the season. They are very limited on offense. Colt McCoy is probably going to be their starting quarterback. We all know Colt McCoy from the University of Texas, possibly starting over rookie Clayton Tune out of Houston, which I expect him to start over Clayton Tune. They just traded their second best defender, Isaiah Simmons, to the Giants. They're going nowhere fast. Arizona Cardinals are probably going to be a disaster this season. The most exciting thing about the Cardinals is their battle to get the number 1 and the number 2 pick in the draft this season. If they have the worst record in the NFL, of course, they'll get the number 1 pick. They traded their number 3 pick this season to Houston, so Houston could take Will Anderson Jr. So if Houston has the second worst or the first, either way, Houston can have the first or the second worst record, and Arizona's going to get their pick. So they're probably going to be battling to get that number 1 pick. And they could potentially draft Caleb Williams out of USC. I'm sitting here watching Caleb Williams in USC right now. He looks phenomenal. And then they'll take probably number 2, Marvin Harrison Jr. Have Caleb Williams, Marvin Harrison Jr. You got your quarterback and your number 1 receiver for the future, which means, what they're going to do with Kyler Murray. Because remember, the head coach didn't draft Murray. They got a new head coach. So he didn't draft Kyler Murray, and that's always a sticky situation. So I predict their record is going to be very bad. Maybe I originally said 3 games, but I'm picking 2-15 because I really think they're probably going to tank. I think they'll do that. I think they'll do that part to get the number 1 pick. Houston may not be so friendly, and I'm not sure if they'll get the top 2 picks, but they'll probably get number 1. If not, they'll definitely have number 2. I don't think they're going to be very good this year. Secondly, we're going to do the Los Angeles Rams. Los Angeles Rams last season were 5-12. 1 season removed from winning the Super Bowl. They always say the team that wins the Super Bowl or the teams that's in the Super Bowl don't usually have a great season that next year. That's tend to be the case usually in the NFL. But they got the gang back. Matthew Stafford was hurt last year. Cooper Kupp was hurt last year. Van Jefferson was hurt last year. They're all back. Aaron Donald is healthy and he's going to play. He's not going to retire. The disgruntled and forever in the doghouse, Cam Akers, he's going to be running the ball. He'll be their number 1 guy. so he's ready. The defense will not be as good as previous years, but anytime you got Aaron Donald, one of the best defensive tackles to ever play the game, one of the best defensive players, period, to ever play the game, he can wreak havoc alone by himself. So I don't expect the Rams to be very good, but because of the talent they have on offense, I think they'll be under 500. They'll probably be about 7-10, and they'll finally get their first round pick this year. They didn't have it last season because the Lions had it with the Stafford trade, but they'll get a first round pick this year. I predict they'll be 7-10. Next, we got the Seattle Seahawks. They were the surprise team last season. I'm going to be the first to admit I had zero faith in Geno Smith. Even during the season, as it was going, he was playing well, and I was still saying Geno Smith is trash. Geno Smith ain't shit. He going to turn back into a pumpkin. And he had moments where he was a pumpkin, but he also led that team to a playoff victory. I mean, not playoff victory, but led that team to the playoffs. And if it wasn't for my Lions, they wouldn't have made it, but then again, they beat the Lions, so they deserve to be there. In some ways, I still don't believe in him. But I think if he plays like he did last season, they'll compete for the division because they got talent all over the field. I believe they have one of the best rosters in football, honestly. The only thing they're lacking is that top-level quarterback that can get that roster over the hump. But their roster is loaded. Wide receivers, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. They just drafted the rookie, Jackson Smith-Njigba. Now, he's going to be hurt for a few weeks. I'm not sure how long he's out, but I know he's going to be out for a minute, Jackson Smith-Njigba. But then they got Kenneth Walker III. They got rid of Rashad Penny finally. Kenneth Walker III is going to be their bell cow out of Michigan State. They drafted running back Zach Charbonnet out of UCLA. Used to go to Michigan. Went to UCLA and did work. So their backfield is going to be amazing. Their receiving core is going to be amazing. Bobby Wagner is back in the middle of that defense. The secondary is scary with Adams and Quadre Diggs. Then they got the rookie from Illinois at corner, Devin Witherspoon. So, look, Pete Carroll can still coach. I know he's quirky and, weird, but he get it done. Seattle can get it done. Again, it's about Geno Smith for me. I'm still not a believer. So, I think they'll be 9-8 again like they were last season. They'll have a shot at the playoffs. But, unfortunately for them this year, it won't be at the expense of my Detroit Lions. That's for damn sure. But Seattle got a hell of a roster. I'm very impressed with what they got going on. And then lastly, everybody believes this is the cream of the crop in the division. I'm no different. San Francisco 49ers, 13-4 last season. Talk about loaded from the top to the bottom. This team has been on the verge of winning it all for years. And could this be their year? Possibly. If not for the unforeseen injuries to their quarterback last year, they end up finishing that playoff game with running a wildcat for half the game because they didn't have a quarterback available because everybody got hurt. So that having Brock Purdy and now Sam Darnold as the number 2, they just traded Trey Lance, which is a shocker. It's not really a shocker, but they gave up a lot of fucking draft capital to get Trey Lance. And all of a sudden, he's no longer in the picture. Trade him to Dallas for 1 4th-round pick. So it's Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. Can't talk all of a sudden. And then Sam Darnold as the backup. I'm not thrilled with Sam Darnold, but who knows in that Kyle Shanahan offense. Brock Purdy, can he live up to the hype of last season is the big question. We'll see. But he got some weapons. Chris McCaffrey is finally 100% healthy, and he don't have to be a bell cow. He don't have to carry the ball 30, 35 times and will have 30 to 35 touches a game like he did at Carolina. Elijah Mitchell is the backup, and he's going to take some of that load. Deebo Samuel is still going to get the ball out of the backfield sometimes. Everything. He can do it all. George Kittle was a top 2 or 3 tight end. Brandon Ayuk should have a better season than he did last year. And last season was a pretty good season. Also believe that 7th round pick, that rookie out of Michigan, Ronnie Bell, he showed his ass in the preseason. Did play very well. He's going to make that team. And I believe at some point in this season, he's going to be a weapon for that team. As far as the defense is concerned, you got to start with Nick Bosa. He's holding out right now, but I can guarantee you, I don't have no inside scoop. I'm not ESPN or Fox Sports, or, I'm not a celebrity with a podcast who has connections and can call their celebrity friends and get information. That's what y'all seem to like. It is what it is. I'm gonna still do my thing, but I don't have all that, all those options. So I go with what I see and what I know. But Nick Bosa, in my opinion, he's holding out, but he'll be there and he'll be ready for game 1. He's gonna get his money. So he's out negotiating his contract right now, but again, I think he'll be back. The defense is great on every level. The question is at quarterback. Again, the question is at quarterback. Will Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy, duplicate or be better than he was last season? Under Kyle Shanahan and his offensive scheme, I have no doubts that he can be, because Kyle Shanahan is an offensive, genius, excellent coach. And then if he goes down, like I said, Sam Darnold, can Kyle Shanahan make Sam Darnold look like the quarterback he was supposed to be when he was the number 1 pick out of USC for the New York Jets? Again, it looks like the Trey Lance experiment is over. That's unfortunate. I wish Trey Lance all the best. I don't think he really had the opportunity that he deserved. At the same time, he got hurt early last season. Brock Purdy came in and lit the world on fire. So when shit like that happens, you have to come out and light the world on fire and show everybody you are the guy they thought you were, and he didn't do that. So he's in Dallas now. I'm not sure he's going to be the backup. Will Greer's going to be getting cut. They got Cooper Rush as the backup, Dak's the starter. So I don't know where Trey Lance fit in, but he's in Dallas now. So with all that being said, my prediction for San Francisco is going to be 13-4. I believe they'll win that division. They'll be definitely a Super Bowl contender. So that's the AFC and that's the AFC West. I'm sorry, NFC West. NFC West. Real quickly, we're going to go to the AFC West. We got the Los Angeles Chargers, 10-7 last season. For me, it's now or never for the Chargers. In the stacked AFC conference, their coach Brandon Staley, who made a high splash in hiring away offensive coordinator Kellen Moore last season from Dallas. Offense won't be the problem. They were up 27-7 in the playoffs, lost 31-30 to the Jags. The defense is the problem. Brandon Staley is the defensive coach. He's the guy that call the plays. Got a shitload of talent. Justin Herbert with his new contract. Austin Eckler is a touchdown machine. 2 wide receivers, including the rookie from TCU, Quentin Johnston. They got the other 2 receivers. Their name escapes me right now, but they loaded that receiver. And then the defense led by Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, Derwin James, stars at each level. They're supposed to be dominant, but Staley has to get out of his own way. He has to. I think they'll be 12-5. They're going to surprise a lot of people. The champs. What can you say about the Chiefs? Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce. With them guys, they got a chance every year, no matter who's the running back or who's catching passes at wide receiver. They'll miss Eric Bieniemy. I'm not sure. Not if you believe EB was a product of Andy Reid, then that Eric Bieniemy going to Washington won't make a difference to you. He didn't call plays, so ask Patrick Mahomes. He loved EB though. I think they'll be fine offensively. Defensive tackle Chris Jones is holding out. Nasty holdout battle. They're going to need him. Although I think they're tough and talented on defense. I believe they'll be 11-6. Broncos. Russ didn't cook shit last season, so the Broncos gave up draft capital for Sean Payton to be their coach. I expect Russ to be better, but a decline is imminent, especially if his receivers can't stay healthy. Jerry Jeudy just got hurt. Tim Patrick out with ACL. KJ Hamler got waived after he got diagnosed with a heart condition. Cameron Sutton, he's always underachieving. And the rookie Marvin Mims Jr. Cameron Sutton, they're gonna have to step up because they don't have any receivers. The running back Javonte Williams, he can run, but they need more. Defensively, they got some guys led by Patrick Surtain, the cornerback in the second season. But the focus will be on Russell and Sean Payton. Did they make the right decision by giving up draft capital for Sean Payton to help Russell Wilson? Will Russell cook again? We gonna see, because like I said, he ain't cooked shit last year. He ain't make no fries, he ain't make no chicken, he ain't make no potatoes, nothing. He ain't do shit last year. So I expect them to be 8-9, so they'll be better than last year because I believe in Sean Payton. But other than that, I don't expect them to do much. And then last in the AFC West, we got the Raiders. Derek Carr is out. Jimmy G is in. Darren Waller out. Austin Hooper in. Josh Jacobs holding out. Zamir White and Amir Abdullah was in. Fortunately for the Las Vegas Raiders, Josh Jacobs returned to camp this week, I think yesterday. Holdout is over. He'll be running the football. He's going to play on the franchise tag, unfortunately for him. And so he has a lot to prove. He's going to want to prove that he's worth a new contract. So hopefully he'll be able to help that team because they need a lot of help. Devontae Adams should want to be shipped away. He went there expecting to play with his boy Derek Carr. They shipped Derek Carr out, and now he's there by himself with Jimmy G. Aiden O'Connell, quarterback out of Purdue, rookie. Watch out for that kid. Remember I said that name, Aiden O'Connell. I actually wanted the Lions to draft him. I never thought they would draft Hendon Hooker so early. But I was like, get Aiden O'Connell maybe in the 4th or 5th round and develop him to be your next guy because I loved him out of Purdue. Strong arm, smart kid. He looked very good in the preseason, so don't be surprised if at some point Aiden O'Connell is behind center for the Las Vegas Raiders, especially when their season start going downhill. Defensively, with Crosby, Chandler Jones, and Marcus Peters, they'll be formidable, but not very good. Josh McDaniels may not survive this year. This is year number 2. He might not survive, y'all. 5-12 for the Vegas Raiders. And I'm out here in Vegas. They love the Raiders out here, even though most of them from California. But they go crazy about them Raiders and that excellent new, beautiful stadium they got out here. But it ain't looking good for them boys. So they may try to tank too and get Caleb Williams, to keep Caleb Williams on the West Coast. You know, he's from SC. He go to SC, so they might want to try to tank, get Caleb Williams in the Raiders uniform. That'll light this city on fire. So that is the AFC North and the AFC West and the NFC West. I appreciate you watching. Tomorrow we're gonna have a live on YouTube, NFC North, AFC North. I'm gonna let y'all know what I think about the Lions, my guys, and then next Sunday, September 3rd, it's going to be the NFL season prediction show. Playoff, Super Bowl, awards, Lions Chiefs preview from Thursday night, ready for the football game. Real live shit. It's going down. Football season is back. I love it. Doctor of Sports. Sports is My Medicine podcast. Catch you tomorrow. Peace.